Not really, I think they have not done anything. Finally, they closed the file. And today, to hear the president coming out and saying it's terrorist act, and later on, the president to say it's a hate crime, this is a jihadi hate crime. And I think the president is driving a new narrative for us, and he should not drive this new narrative, a hate crime. That's a jihadism hate crime, we say.
What do you think authorities should have done? I mean, the reality is you don't have evidence. Apparently, you don't have evidence of any link to ISIS, evidence of direct link to any terrorist. So if you're spouting off, like a Tamerlan or like the San Bernardino killers at work, talking about ISIS, saying you support ISIS or saying that you hate America, blah, blah, blah. I mean, what realistically can authorities do to try and stop this?
Well, this is an ideology, and we need to define that ideology, and we need to call these people as they are, either jihadism or Islamic terrorism. And then the law enforcement will search for them. They will find out more about them. But with this administration, I think for the last 7-8 years, the law enforcement took a seat back, and they do not seek and try to find these guys to make us safer. And that's our fear. As an American Middle Eastern, that's our fear. We play in so much into the political correctness here in this country, and we are not watching after our citizens because we are afraid what the Iranian regime is going to think about us and what the Muslim Brotherhoods are going to think of us. And what we've been learning more and more of the Muslim Brotherhoods and the Iran regimes have been meeting in the White House and also in the State Department, and they created their own narrative with the administration, and the administration pushing that narrative to the public, to the law enforcement, and the law enforcement is pulling back, and that's what we get at the end of the day.
And talk about a narrative, we're getting another familiar narrative with this one. So the family always comes out and says, well, he's not radical Islamic terrorism, he has troubles. We had that with Saeed Farouk. There were marital issues, blah, blah, blah. And now we have this with Omar. His ex-wife reportedly says he was violent and unstable. His father said it's not religious. He was angry because he saw two men kissing in Miami a couple of weeks ago, and he's angry. I mean, he's angry, and that yet the reports are he's shooting up people in the nightclub, yelling Ali Akbar and pledging allegiance to ISIS. Last word, 40 seconds.
Somebody who's not angry will not go buy a gun and go shoot people, drive 2 hours from South Florida to Orlando to shoot people under the name of Allahu Akbar and trying to create the biggest massacre after 9/11.
Tom Harb, we thank you, and thank you for your insight today. This is extremely troubling, especially when you deal with the nexus of hate crimes and radical Islamic terrorism, and the 400 or so that investigators say potentially are out there with investigations in every state of our country right now. And we'll be right back.